All right, so another of your math problems this week wants you to write numbers in expanded form. Just another way of writing a number out. So I've already got our place value chart on the board here. And so let's put a number on the place value chart, and then we will put it into expanded form. So on our place value chart, remember we have, I went to the hundredths, but you could go to the thousands or to the 10,000s or to the 100,000s. It just keeps going back, just like we keep going forward. Only we just add that th to the end of it to make it so it says it's a smaller number between 0 and 1. So on my place value chart, I have hundredths and tenths, then the decimal. We've got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. And remember, we could just keep going. 10 millions, hundreds, millions. Numbers go in both directions forever and ever and ever. So let's see. I'm going to do a number to the 100,000s right now. Let's do 345,000 and 17. And I'll make mine to the 10th this time. And 6/10. Okay. Oop, don't forget my commas. Here's a comma right there in between the thousands and the hundreds. Okay, so now I'm going to do my expanded form. I'm going to start at the first number here, the one in the biggest place value that I have, and it's in the 100,000s. And I can see before that I would have, if I were to just write out the 3, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros before I get to the decimal. And I'm going to put that comma there. So 300,000 would look like this. All right. Then my next number, it's the 4 in the 10,000s. That would look like 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros before I get to the decimal. Don't forget the comma. So that would be 40,000 written out. Then I have 5 in the thousands. That would be 5 with 1, 2, 3 zeros before I get to that decimal. And I can put that in if we want, and just put zeros after that. You can always put a 0 after a number if it's after the decimal, like 1.0 or 2.0, 2.0, it's the same. It's the same number, we just go into a more smaller place value. Or then we have 0 in the hundreds, so I'm just going to leave that one because that would just be 0. We have 1 in the tens though, so I'm going to put a 1 here, and then put a 0 for the ones and my decimal. And I can just keep going with zeros. A 7 in the ones, no 0 after that because we're already at the decimal. And then a 6 in the tens would mean I would put right here a 0 in the ones and then a 6. Typically, people put a 0 before the decimal to show that it has that 0 place value in the ones, but you don't have to. Okay, so now that we've got our numbers written out like this, I'm going to put it into expanded form, which means I basically just put them out and I add them all together. So I'm going to erase this now. I hope you have it written down or freeze it so you can write it down on your paper. So first I would write out my 300,000. Then I would write out my 40,000 plus 40,000. Then I would write out 50,000? Oh, no. Yeah, 340. Oh, sorry, that's a 5. I was like, what number is that? 5,000 plus nothing in the hundreds, plus my 10, plus my 7, and then plus the 0.6. So this would be expanded form, where I pull out each digit and I put what place value each of those numbers represents. Because really, this isn't really a 3, this is a 300,000. This isn't a 4, it really represents 40,000. But when we write it out as a whole number, you see that digit, and you have to know that it's in the 10,000s place, so it really means 40,000. Let's do one more. Just try and go around this. We don't have to rewrite it again. All right. Was that marker dark enough? I hope it was. Let's see, would the black one be darker? Not really. I need darker markers. Okay. Let's see. Let's do 1,000,000 this time. How about 6 million? And then I'll put a 0 in the 100,000s. Let's see. How about 34,000. Oh, don't forget my commas. And then 2. I'm gonna put a 0 there. And how about a 4? And I'll skip the tenths and I'll go to the hundredths. Okay, so we have 6,034,204 and 7 hundredths. So if I were to write this out like before, where we'll show you what the place value would be, this would be 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros after it. And don't forget the commas. 6 million, every 3 has a comma. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. Then I don't have anything in my 100,000, so I'm going to leave that blank. And I'm going to go to the 3 in the 10,000s next. So 3 with 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros to get to the decimal, and then I would put a comma after 3. Then I have a 4 in the thousands, so write that with 3 zeros after it in the decimal. All right. Then we have a 2 in the hundreds, so 2 with 2 zeros for 200. Don't need a comma this time because we're in the hundreds now. Nothing in the tens. I have a 4 in the ones. And then I have something in the hundredths. So I'm going to put my decimal here and put 0 for the tenths and then a 7 for the hundredths. And I could put a 0 over here if I want to in the ones, and I could put zeros over here in all the tenths and hundredths spots if I really wanted to show that there's nothing in those place values as well. But I don't have to. All right, so now that I've got this, and you can see where all those numbers are coming from. Remember, the 6 isn't really just 6, it's 6 million. I'm going to erase this and we'll write it out in expanded form. All right, so 6 million plus 3, let's see, so that's in the 10,000s, 30,000. Plus 4 in the 1,000 makes 4,000. Plus 200. Plus 4. Plus, now I don't have it in the tenths, I'm going to skip that, but I do have something in the hundredths, so plus 0.07 for 7 hundredths. And this would be 6,034,204 and 7 hundredths written in expanded form. All right, I think once again you have to do 6 of them for this problem as well. So I look forward to doing that. And you could use the same problems that you did, or the same numbers from the first part. They don't have to be new numbers if you don't want to.